Let's fix the issue of WordPress not sending emails. When I first started building WordPress sites for my clients, I ran into this email sending problem like right away. You'd fill out the contact form, hit the submit button, nothing would happen. And if you're having this problem, it's not your fault. Out of the box, WordPress is not set up to send emails very well at all. And troubleshooting it can be very difficult because we don't have any log files we can look at. There's no error message that pops up. We just hit the send button and nothing happened. So we're going to use a plugin today called Post SMTP, and that's going to help us solve this issue. Now, I use this plugin with pretty much all my clients. I use it on my websites, and this is not sponsored. It's not affiliate or anything like that. It's just the one I use and I really like. We're going to connect Post SMTP to our Gmail account, and we're going to let Gmail send the emails for us, which is great. Gmail is very good at sending emails and getting them into people's inboxes, which is something that we really want. But the from address on those emails is going to be from our Gmail account. So just bear that in mind going forward. So, the contact form or lead magnet form on your website, if it just comes to your email only, then who cares, right? But if you are selling things online, then the order emails going to your customers would also have that as the from email. Your Gmail account is the from email. Maybe that's okay, or maybe you want something that looks a little more professional, but just know that that's going to be it going forward, how that's going to work. Post SMTP, this solution is going to work with Elementor forms. It's going to work with Contact Form 7. It's going to work with Divi, Gravity forms, WP forms, etc. It's pretty much going to work with all of them. And we're going to go through 4 steps today to set this up. We're going to install the plugin. We are going to set it up, connect it to Gmail, and then we're going to test it, make sure it works. Let's get started. All right, here we are at the dashboard of our WordPress website. And our first step here is going to be to install the Post SMTP plugin. So we'll go to plugins and add a new plugin. And we're going to search for Post SMTP. And this is the one we're looking for by Saad Iqbal. It has, this has a long history, this plugin. It's had a lot of owners along the way. But it's very good and it's very reliable. And so I keep using it because it keeps working for me. After this install, they're asking, Post SMTP is asking us to send them diagnostic tracking information. You can choose yes or no on that as you see fit. And then we get to a setup screen here. And we're going to use the G-mailAPI to send the email for us. But if you want that more professional look, if you want the emails to come from, orders at your domain.com or whatever, then some of these other ones like Brevo, SendGrid, Mailgun is one that I use a lot, Elastic Email. A lot of these would be a very good solution for that. Same with Amazon SES. A lot of those would be a very good solution for that. But we're going to choose the G-mailAPI here today. And now we're going to configure our mailer settings. So the first thing we have to do is put in our from email address. And then our from name. And I'm going to check these boxes to prevent this being changed by other plugins and themes. And now we have to set up our G-mailAPI. And there's 4 things we need to look at here. A client ID and a client secret we're going to get from Google. And this authorized JavaScript origins and this authorized redirect URI, we're going to give these to Google, and that's going to help us connect our website to the Google API. All right, so in order to set this up, we go over to console.cloud.google.com. And if you haven't been there before, you have to agree to the terms of service. And this looks This looks intimidating, but we don't have to do a whole lot of work here. We just need to first set up our project. Then we're going to turn on the Gmail API. We're going to set up post SMTP there. Then we're going to put together that authorization. And then finally, we'll just do some testing. All right, so now we come over to our project. We don't have one yet, so we're going to create a project. You can name it anything you want. I'm going to call mine post SMTP, and the organization doesn't matter. We can just leave that the way that it is, and we will create this project. It takes just a second to set up, and then we are going to connect or choose the Google API. So go to APIs and Services. Pick Enabled APIs and Services. We don't have any here yet, so we're going to search for Gmail. And we're going to choose the Gmail API and enable it. Okay, the Gmail API has been enabled. The next thing we need to do is to set up some OAuth credentials. So we're going to go to the OAuth consent screen here and get started. So we have to give our app a name. Again, it's going to be post SMTP. The user support email is going to be our Gmail address. We'll click next. The audience for this is going to be external because our website is sort of external to our Google account. We'll click next. Contact email address. This is for Google to notify us if there's going to be any changes to our project. Just post your email in here. And we'll click next, and then we'll agree to the terms and services and click create. Okay, and now our next step is going to be to set up our OAuth client. This will allow our website to connect to Gmail. So under our application type, we're going to choose a web application. We can, name it whatever we want. And it's asking for authorized JavaScript origins and authorized redirect URLs. And if you recall, post SMTP gave us this. So we'll copy our our JavaScript origins. We'll add that in here. And then we'll also add in our redirect URI, which we get here. And then click create. Great, we have our OAuth client created. We want to go and edit this. We have a client ID here that it's giving us, which is great. We're going to need that, but we also need a secret. So if we click to edit, we'll see our secret here. So let me just copy that. Paste in our secret, and then go get this client ID and paste that in as well. Okay, now that this is done, we have to add a user, a test user to this project that we've created. So we'll come down here to test users, and we're going to add ourselves. And now we should be good to go. Okay, so now we've come back to post SMTP. We should be able to connect to the Gmail API. I'll have to log in with my account. And now we've been given access to an app that's currently being tested. Like, correct, that's what we just set up. So we'll click. Now, Post SMTP is going to be able to compose and send email addresses for us, which is exactly what we want. So we'll select continue. And great, we have a green success message here. OAuth 2 authorization was successful, and we can send an email. So let's send a test email here and see if that shows up in our inbox. Type in an email address there, click send. And we've got a message here that our message was delivered to the SMTP server. In this case, that means it was delivered to Google. Congratulations. Okay, let's go find that inbox and see if our test message arrived. Okay, I just switched over to Gmail, and here is the Post SMTP test message that arrived, sent by Postman, which is the former name of this plugin, from our Gmail address that we set up. So that's fantastic. That really worked. If we go back to Postman here, or Post SMTP setup, we can click Finish. And now we can view our logs, which is great. So here is one entry into our log file. It was our test message, and the status was success, which is great. And then we also have here a transcript. So we can see here the details of what happened in that sending. And if there's an error message, we'll find that here. And then we can start Googling the error messages and seeing how to fix what's going on. We can also view the message that was sent, right? This is the same one that was in our inbox. So we know we're good to go. Let's go over and also test this from a contact form on our website. I have this very basic, this is contact form 7, very basic contact form set up. Let's fill this out and see if we get a message. Well, contact form 7 is happy. It says, thanks for your message. It has been sent. Let's go over and refresh our log here. And look, here it is. It's the next one above our test message that we did directly from Post SMTP. This one is from our contact form. Again, it says success. We can view this. It's exactly as we expected it to be. And if we go to our admin email for this website, we should be able to find our message there. Let's have a look. All right, and here's the email. It showed up in our inbox just the way that it's supposed to look. So that's great. If you don't see the email right away, you can wait for a few minutes or check your spam folder to see if it's in there. Sometimes that happens when you first start sending this way, and oftentimes it'll clear up after a little while. If you're having difficulties getting this cleared up, then it's time to look at one of the other sending options that we saw with Post SMTP, and we could connect to one of these other services if we want to do that, if you want to try that out. The links for the plugin and for the Google Cloud Console are below, so go ahead and check those out. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to answer them. Thanks so much for your time, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.